tomorrow, Friday, the 8th of January 2021, mark 100 years of its existence. As the ANC celebrates its 109th anniversary, we look forward to more centennial celebrations. The obligation to strengthen unity and deepen the renewal of our movement is a commitment we must all cherish for the sake of future generations. As we are all aware, the NEC met yesterday to finalize the January 8 statement. We were honored to have been joined by our two former presidents, Comrade President Thabo Mbeki and Comrade President Jacob Zuma, who continue to be the fountain of wisdom for our movement. The meeting benefited a great deal from their invaluable inputs, which helped to shape the content and direction of the statement of the National Executive Committee. The NEC further expressed its gratitude to the people of South Africa for responding positively to the call to join hands in order to help defeat the pandemic. Our behavior and actions as individuals or as communities will determine whether or not we win this war. Our national officials are today participating in the alliance politics together with the national office bearers of all our alliance partners, COSATU and the South African Communist Party. Together with the national office bearers of our alliance partners, the leadership of the ANC will reflect on the variety of challenges confronting our national organization and the nation, as well as to chart a way forward. The APC will specifically reflect on the much anticipated government vaccine rollout plan. Later today, our leadership will meet with the progressive non-governmental organizations and civil society formations to give an update on the imminent vaccine rollout plan, as well as continued efforts to fight the pandemic. Yesterday, on the 6th of January, we marked the 26th anniversary of the passing of Comrade Joe Slovo, one of the giants of our revolution, who served our movement with selfless dedication. He was a fierce opponent of the apartheid regime and capitalist exploitation. He was one of the most distinguished intellectuals and revolutionaries of our movement, who dedicated his entire life to the emancipation of the working class and the liberation. The ANC continues to be an inspiration not only to the vast majority of the people of South Africa, but also to all freedom-loving people of the continent and the world. The movement's values, policies, and programs continue to resonate with the aspirations of our people. As the ANC, we honor the founding fathers and mothers of our glorious movement for the huge role and sacrifices they've made over many decades. We also extend our gratitude to ordinary members and supporters for building and for helping us to keep this revolutionary giant intact for many decades. As we mark the 109th birthday of Africa's oldest liberation movement, we remain keenly aware of the monumental and intricate challenges that remain on our path towards achieving the vision of a better life for all. Yet we know that we dare not fail because the ANC remains the only true embodiment and repository of the hopes and aspirations of millions of our people. As we mark this important day, we look back on our liberation heritage as a catalyst for the ongoing renewal of our movement. January 8th traditionally marks the beginning of the ANC's calendar year, where Comrade President Cyril Ramaphosa will deliver the annual January 8th statement on behalf of the National Executive Committee, in which key tasks to be carried out by structures and cadres of our movement will be outlined. The January 8th statement unveils the ANC program of action for the year. In the coming months, we expect all cadres of our movement to respond with practical action to the marching orders as shall have been articulated in the January 8th statement. January 8th presents the ANC and the nation with an opportunity to take stock of the progress we have registered and to reflect on the road that still lies ahead. The ANC will use this occasion to reaffirm our collective commitment to the resolutions of the 54th National Conference. It is a platform to reassert the ANC as a movement rooted amongst the people and as a leader of society. It is a moment to draw on the legacy of the founding mothers and fathers of the ANC and to reorientate the current generation to the values and objectives that inspired our forebears. As part of the program, there will be messages of support from our alliance partners, the Congress of South African Trade Unions, and the South African Communist Party. For the first time in our history, January 8th will be held under extraordinary circumstances imposed on us by the COVID-19 pandemic. There will be a significant departure from past practices since the unbanning of the African National Congress. This year's January 8th State celebrations will be a virtual affair, including the build-up activities. As you are already aware, there will be no mass rally as on previous occasions. This is part of our commitment towards preserving lives in the midst of this deadly virus. As a leader of society, we have a duty to lead by example. Unlike in the past, there will be no presentation of awards to ANC structures and the leagues, which have performed well in the previous year, adapting to the conditions of the lockdown, providing service and support to communities where our structures are, working together with civil society in ensuring that there are better ways of cooperating and collaborating with government through their own localized programs. Friday's main January event will be preceded by a number of build-up activities later today. One has already alluded to the commemoration of the life and times of Comrade Slovo yesterday, and that later today, the 7th of January 2021, the ANC Youth League will host the Peter Mokaba Memorial Lecture as part of celebrating the 62nd birthday of former Youth League President Comrade Peter Mokaba. The event will draw former ANC Youth League leaders who belong to Peter Mokaba's generation, as well as the current leaders of the Progressive Youth Alliance formations. Our Treasurer General of the ANC, Comrade Paul Mashatile, will deliver the memorial lecture, having interacted with young people coming from different sectors. Furthermore, on this day today, on the 7th of January 2021, the ANC Women's League will embark on Umanyano program, which they have already been involved in throughout the lockdown period, in a form of a Charlotte Maxeke intergenerational program. This year, 2021, marks 150 years since the birth of the ANC Women's League's founding president, Comrade Mayor Charlotte Maxeke. Therefore, this dialogue seeks to kickstart the year-long ANC Women's League's planned activities supported by the African National Congress to celebrate the life and legacy of Comrade Mayor Charlotte Maxeke. Tomorrow, Friday the 8th of January, the actual day of the anniversary, will kick off with a number of interviews by our veterans and stalwarts reflecting on the significance of January 8th. Our provinces and regions throughout the country will be engaging in various social media watch parties ahead of the main address by the ANC's President, Comrade Cyril Ramaphosa, at 1900 hours, at 7 o'clock ebusuku. The main program will be chaired by our National Chair, Comrade Gwede Samson Mantashe, from Luthuli House with the NEC, alliance partners and other fraternal parties, including invited guests and dignitaries joining in virtually. Multiple platforms have been created to allow the media and the public access to the proceedings. Details of these platforms will be shared with both the media and the public across our social media platforms, as it is normally done by DIP. This year, the logo of the 109th anniversary consists of a special insignia, the baobab tree. The oldest living baobab is estimated to be more than 3,000 years old. The baobab is renowned for its magical powers and symbolic value to many indigenous African people, as well as its functional usefulness. The age and utility of this tree suggest endurance, wisdom, endowment, and bounty. In the 109th anniversary celebration of the ANC, the tree symbolizes the sustained presence of the ANC in our lives and its ability to weather all manner of storms in pursuit of the liberation of all South Africans. As we grapple with the second wave of the pandemic, we remember the families whose loved ones have succumbed to COVID-19. Our hearts go out to them. Let us all show compassion and solidarity with those who are infected and to offer support to all families who have lost their loved ones due to COVID-19. The ANC reiterates its call to all South Africans to comply with all measures intended to curb the spread of the virus. Unless we observe basic protocols, this second wave will leave untold miseries and devastations of unimaginable proportions. Let us not let our guard down. Let us make the wearing of a mask a way of life, practice good hygiene, observe social distancing, and avoid large gatherings. We thank you. Thanking Comrade Pule.